So Terry George, Oscar Isaac, and Christian Bale. I'm in. The Promise is possibly the very first mainstream film to take place during the Armenian Genocide, which happens to be one of the most harrowing and catastrophic tales of our time. Around 1.5 million Armenians perished, and the genocide is denied by the Turks even to this day. With Terry George, a director of Hotel Rwanda, at the helm and a stellar cast including Christian Bale and Oscar Isaac, is The Promise a film that truly brings the Armenian Genocide's tragedy to life? Let's find out. In a village in southern Turkey shortly before World War I breaks out, we're introduced to an Armenian man named Mikhail Bogossian, played by Oscar Isaac. He's a village apothecary who has a strong desire to become a doctor but can't afford the schooling. As a result, Mikhail agrees to betroth a young girl named Maral, whose father gives him an engagement dowry of 400 gold coins in exchange. Before heading to Constantinople, Mikhail promises to return and start a family with Maral upon completion of his studies. While living in Constantinople under the roof of his uncle, he falls in love with a French-Armenian dance instructor named Anna Khesarian, played by Charlotte Lebon. The two start a love affair even though Anna is romantically involved with a respected American journalist for the Associated Press, Chris Myers, played by Christian Bale. As the Turks join World War I, they start hunting down the Armenians. Mikhail is arrested and put into a forced labor camp, but he manages to escape, and so begins his long journey home to rescue his family from certain extermination, fulfill his promise, and hopefully reunite with Chris and Anna along the way. I'll start off with what I liked about this film. The entire cast of The Promise is undeniably talented, and they all bring their A game. Oscar Isaac especially puts on a powerhouse of a performance as he vanishes into his role with thunderous virtuosity. When The Promise is not putting an emphasis on the love triangle, it captures the Armenian genocide's horrors, which are surprisingly unsettling for a PG-13 film. Chances are that viewers will also be admiring the sheer will of the Armenian people and their eventual resistance to Turkish aggression. The film's production design is nothing short of spectacular, as the attention to period detail is absolutely incredible and transports the viewer directly into the visual grandeur of Ottoman Turkey. Moreover, I was engaged from start to finish as the cast injects life into their characters, which are likable and easy to root for. Now on to what I didn't like. The Promise certainly does have an earnest intention to bring a face to the Armenians who suffered a genocide that the Turkish government denies even to this day, but as a multitude of critics noted, the love triangle was just not the way to go. Not only does Mikhail and Anna's romance prove to be lackluster and forced, it's also not exactly the most tangible, because Christian Bale proves time and time again that he's actually a selfless and very heroic character who risks his life to document war crimes and help the beleaguered Armenians. Most importantly, this unearned and undercooked love triangle alleviates some of the emotional heft of the Armenian genocide. Instead of being utterly moved by the importance and tragedy of the whole thing in addition to the heroics and defiance of the Armenians, I found myself distracted and questioning the morality of Mikhail and Anna's relationship. It really sticks out like a sore thumb. Moreover, the film's romantic element felt out of place. For example, it felt weird to see Mikhail almost immediately tell his parents about falling in love with another girl shortly after he survived a death camp and reunited with them. I guarantee this film would have been an emotionally groundbreaking, Oscar-sweeping epic if it was rewritten to have Mikhail, Anna, and Chris develop an extremely close friendship that is separated by the unfortunate events. Also, the film's beginning and ending were in need of a tweak. Just a little question to the screenwriters. What's the rush, guys? I know I can't write a script to save my own life, but certainly it would have done the movie some good to further establish Mikhail's character in the beginning. And another thing, why did you rush through the ending and have it narrated? You had a chance to really bring about a whole bunch of emotional heft and take this thing home. With all of its flaws, The Promise is a story that needed to be told to remind humans of their past and their present state. People shouldn't just walk out of the theater with a knowledge of what happened to the Armenians. They should also walk out knowing that war is just a pointless and horrible thing that causes nothing but hatred to our fellow humans. And if we don't wise up soon and learn from our past and just learn to love each other, it's gonna be the genocide of us all. However, this and many other points that the film tried to get across would have resonated had the script been more tightly woven and bereft of an unnecessary, undercooked, and unearned love triangle. So I'm gonna give The Promise a 6. So these are my thoughts on The Promise. What did you think of the film? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like what I do, give me a like, hit that big subscribe button, stay tuned, and I will see you on the next one.